Hey YouTube, Sean Forney here. I figured it would, it's that time again to do a video on the TRX and what I think after 5,500 miles. So I just hit 5,500 miles on the old girl and still brings a smile to my face. I mean, this thing is absolutely ridiculous. It's a freaking animal. No other way to describe. A truck should not be made to move this fast. Given, with the electric trucks like the Rivian that's coming out soon, and the Ford Lightning that's coming out, that torque will obviously be felt in those electric trucks. But you gotta admit, there's still nothing like an ICE engine. Internal combustion engines will always have a place in our hearts for guys that are my age or older or slightly younger. I'm 35. We'll always remember the heyday. To me, like right now, I think it's the modern day, late 1960s, early 1970s with big internal combustion engines and lots of horsepower and one of the things that's happened since the 70s, we've really ironed out and fine-tuned forced induction with superchargers and turbos, and so we are living in what is going to be known as the end of internal combustion engines, and all these big automakers are doing their best. I saw a meme the other day that was like, hey Tesla, we're going to put this electric engine in it. Hey Rivian, we're going to put this electric engine in it. And Dodge is over here saying, F that, we're going to stick a Hellcat in a minivan. I freaking love it. Although I will be a late adapter to electric vehicles just because I think they're fascinating. It'll be a long time for me to fully adopt electric vehicles. I know electric vehicles are now the way of the future. Those that don't know or want a little bit of a history lesson, there was also a race at the turn of the century with internal combustion engines, electric engines, and steam. And back then, the range anxiety was still a big fear back in the day. So internal combustion engines actually won out over steam and electric. But there were still there were electric powered cars with 15-20 miles of range back in the early 1900s. So the fact that you have Lucid coming out with a 520 mile range, Rivian's going to have 400 miles on their endurance, or no, that's Lordstrom. Rather the R1T or whatever it is. The Lightning's going to come out with 300 miles of range. So the range anxiety is gone. Now those that have TRXs, we suffer from range anxiety also, just in a different form. We suffer it in the form of, right now on this tank of fuel, 103 miles in, I'm averaging 10.8 miles per gallon. But you know what? I freaking love every minute of it. And a wise man once told me many years ago, I don't judge my car on miles per gallon, I judge my car on smiles per gallon. And what does it in a TRX is this. Oh, that's supercharger whine for days. So, I mean, this truck is just every bit of an animal. Again, just like, I'm someone that has also had a Ford Raptor for about, 10,000 miles on my Raptor. My wife was daily driving our Raptor. I was daily driving the TRX. Again, they're two different, they're classified the same, but they shouldn't be. Just because now off-road capabilities, yes, they can be classified the same, but as far as performance goes, the TRX obviously wins in every single category. The only place that I think the Raptor probably outshines is, fuel economy. Who cares? You don't buy a TRX for fuel economy, right? But that being said, I will be one of the first ones to order. I have a great relationship with our local Ford dealership. I will order the supercharged V8, the Raptor R, I think is what they're going to call it when it comes out. I'm hoping it'll be 750 or 780 horsepower. I'll probably buy that. I'll probably keep the TRX just because I like it so much. But that being said, you know, some of my initial impressions over the course of my 5,500 miles, I have not had any issues. I know a lot of people are having some issues, you know, but again, it's an American-made domestic product. Yes, it's a $90,000 Daimler Chrysler product, or Selenitis, or whatever it is nowadays. But you get what you pay for the most point. I've bought a lot of cars between 80 and 120 grand, and to me, they're all, unless you're buying German like my Porsche GT4, that's a different category. You don't compare an American car with that type of engineering. But, you know, I feel like the fit and finishes and the TRXs are adequate. You know, I feel like the Uconnect system is pretty intuitive. You know, the performance pages, yeah, they're laggy, but they work. You know, I know we live in a world where everybody wants like instant gratification for clicking a button and it just pops up like your iPhone. But you know what? Get over it. First world problems, right? But the fit and finish, now this is a TRX level 2 package. It has a carbon fiber, so it's pretty much loaded. It has every single option you can get with the exception of the RAM bar and the graphics. I had the graphics on the Raptor. I wasn't crazy about them. But overall, the truck has exceeded my expectations. I pretty much knew what I was getting. I didn't, you know, I had a Trackhawk, so I'm familiar with the Hellcat in a all-wheel drive platform. The Trackhawk was phenomenal, although I wasn't as crazy spending 90 grand on a Jeep Grand Cherokee as I am more comfortable doing it with the truck. Now, obviously, you have people out there that pay $20,000 or sometimes $30,000 over sticker to get one. Again, that's not me. I don't pay over sticker for anything that I buy. So, you know, I feel like I'm probably in a decent financial position. But, you know, those people that paid over sticker, hopefully you plan on keeping it a while. But for the most part, just like the Raptor, I feel like the TRX is going to hold its value for a while. So it's a very slow depreciating asset, especially if you drive it, you know, 10,000, 12,000 miles or less per year. I think you're going to be okay. As far as complaints, everybody knows they get terrible fuel economy, so that's not even a complaint. You accept that when you buy a TRX. If you, for some reason, think you're going to be able to do better than 15 miles per gallon, you're buying the wrong truck. You should not buy a TRX. I think one trip going down into Southern Virginia, all flat, I think I did average like 14.8. That was the best, and I was happy with that. You know, I'm happy with the 10.9 or 10.5 that I get daily driving the thing. I have towed with it. I tow with it typically once per week, anywhere from 3 to 8,000 pounds. I did tow my skid steer with it once. I have an Kubota SSV 65, well balanced on the trailer. This thing did fine. It was probably about 800 pounds overweight, so I was probably about 9,000 pounds, and this truck's rated for 8,200. And it did absolutely fine. Didn't bat an eye. Trailer brakes did their job. The load was balanced. The suspension wasn't squatting as bad as I thought it would, but I was only going like 15 miles, so it wasn't that big of a deal. I've towed my tractor with it. It's 5,500 pounds, 7,000 pounds with the trailer. It does great. Fuel economy, absolutely terrible. It's it's ridiculous. But again, you don't buy a TRX for the fuel economy you're going to get from while towing. You buy a diesel for that. I would like to take this off-road a little more than what I have. I've taken it on some, you know, I fly through my hay fields with it. It does great. We hook up to my trailer and pick up the hay bales. You know, we just did that during our second cutting of hay. But I will say the truck, just like a Raptor, is ridiculously wide. You know, you can take them out to the sand dunes and just tear up things whenever you're out in the middle of nowhere with no trees around. But if you want to fit, like this truck would be able to go on trails where the Jeeps go, but the damn thing is too wide. So it's just, the truck is just too wide to do some of those things that other off-roaders do. But again, very, very minor. As far as a daily driver, I love the way the truck handles in automatic mode, not in sport mode or anything. It's a pretty docile truck. It knows whenever you want to get on it, just put it in sport mode. It's great, or what TRX mode, whatever it is. The truck brakes adequately. 0 to 60 time is freaking impressive. Probably, you know, it's so impressive that, you know, my wife is 7 months pregnant and I don't want to do launch control with her, but launch control will bring a smile to your face every single freaking time you use launch control. So, you know, just like when I had the Trackhawk, I find myself using launch control every chance that I get. Why not? I mean, these trucks are made for it. They're built for it. You have an issue, you take them back to the dealer. But again, overall, 5,500 miles in, I've had no issues with the truck, knock on carbon fiber. The truck's been good to me. I take care of the truck. It's absolutely dirty right now. We've had a little bit of a rain streak, so I don't care to detail it. But again, overall, super happy with the truck, super satisfied, no issues, no warranty issues. It's never been into the shop once. It's coming up, just got the first oil change. So, you know, any particular questions to the TRX that you have, comment below. I'll be sure to do another video for you guys, but I figured after 5,500 miles, I did it with my Raptor, so I would give you guys my initial thoughts after 5,000 miles. And this truck, not 1 ounce of regret or buyer's remorse. I feel like if you want a fast truck and you want a big old gurgly gas guzzling V8, this is the truck you buy. Pretty soon, I'd imagine Ford's going to answer back with the Raptor R, and I hope they do. I'm a lover of all automobiles. I'm not loyal to any specific brands. I have had way more Fords than I have any other brand, just because I really like their sync system. I like what Ford has done since the 09 recession, and you know, their EcoBoost platform. But overall, again, guys, absolutely love this truck. If you're watching this video and you haven't bought a TRX, if you can find a dealer to let you test drive one, I would encourage you to do that, because after you test drive one of these bad boys, you're going to buy it. It's pretty simple. But I would also encourage you guys to make sure you find a dealer that's willing to play ball. There are dealers out there now that are selling them below invoice. Not even MSRP, below invoice. So do not sell yourself short. If it's me and I can fly 1,000 miles and get one 5,000 below invoice, you're going to save yourself $10,000. To me, it's worth a plane ride and the fuel on the way home and putting 1,000 miles on your truck to save $10,000. So don't be a fool. Don't be taken advantage of. There's plenty of dealers out there that are selling them below invoice. That's it for today. Just wanted to do a quick little video. If you guys have any particular questions about the TRX in general, comment below. Make sure you like, hit subscribe. I'll keep on trying to do some videos for you guys. Thank you all so much. Stay tuned.